Wonderful. So, good evening, everyone, and welcome to the conference with Le Cercle des Langues. Today, we are going to discuss making appointments and scheduling business events. Le niveau pour aujourd'hui, c'est A1 jusqu'à A2. So, we have the level, it is A1 to A2. Just some administration for today. We are going to begin the conference. The conference is 25 minutes. We will then take the last part of the conference, the last 5 minutes, to discuss and for you to ask any questions if you have any. So please feel free to write your questions in the chat and or you can write them on a piece of paper. And we will discuss it afterwards. So, vous pouvez écrire vos questions sur un papier ou sur le chat et je vais répondre juste après. So, let's begin. So, today's conference, we are talking about making appointments and scheduling appointments. We are going to look at 4 parts, 4 parties. We are going to look at the introduction. We are going to look at key vocabulary that we use to make an appointment or schedule an appointment. We are then going to look at how to make those appointments. And the last part is scheduling events. So let's begin. An important thing to remember, juste en bas de l'écran, je ne sais pas si vous pouvez voir, mais on a la traduction en français. So, si c'est trop difficile à comprendre, vous pouvez regarder la traduction. D'accord? Alors, so let's begin talking about how we schedule appointments. Efficiently making appointments and scheduling business events is crucial for optimizing time management, showing professionalism, and enhancing coordination among team members and stakeholders. Donc, prendre des rendez-vous et planifier des événements professionnels de manière efficace et essentielle pour optimiser la gestion du temps, faire preuve de professionnalisme et améliorer la coordination entre les membres de l'équipe et les parties prépondent. Je pense que c'est ça que à la fin. It ensures that resources are utilized effectively, fosters excellent customer service, and provides flexibility to adapt to changing circumstances. So, cela garantit une utilisation efficace des ressources, favorise un excellent service à la clientèle et offre la flexibilité nécessaire pour s'adapter à des circonstances changeantes. So now we are going to look at the vocabulary that you will see in the conference and the vocabulary that we use when we speak about making an appointment. Vous pouvez prendre des notes si vous voulez. Alors, le premier, c'est meetings, c'est des réunions. Appointments, rendez-vous. Employee shift, horaire des employés. Project timelines, échéancier des projets. Training sessions, séances de formation. Conferences and events, conférences et événements. And deliveries and shipments, livraison et expédition. On a aussi maintenance and repairs, maintenance et réparation, marketing campaigns, campagne marketing, financial tasks, tâches financières, product launches, lancement des produits, research and development, recherche et développement, and quality control checks, contrôle des qualités. You are going to see that there are important verbs. Il y a des verbes importants. Par exemple, schedule. Schedule en français, c'est planifier. Arrange, en français, c'est organiser. Mais faire attention, we need to pay attention because we also have the verb organize in English. And organize, c'est aussi organiser. So if you use organize and arrange, c'est presque la même chose. It is almost the same thing. We have set up, mettre en place. We have book, c'est réserver. We have plan, so planifier, ou en français aussi on a prévoir. And we have organize and then confirm, confirmer. So these are the verbs that you use when you speak about arranging a meeting, planning a meeting, setting up a meeting. We also have reserve, réserver, coordinate, coordonner, fix, fixer, arrange for, prévoir, establish, établir, manage, gérer, allocate, allouer, and designate. So these are the kinds of verbs that we will use when we talk about scheduling a meeting. Alors, so let's look at some examples. On va regarder des exemples. I need to schedule a meeting with our clients for next Monday. Je dois planifier une réunion avec nos clients pour lundi prochain. You can see that we say I need to schedule. Donc, ça veut dire que I need is the principal verb. C'est le premier verbe. Donc, afterwards, we need to use the infinitive, le infinitif. I need to schedule. I want to schedule. Et en anglais, in English, to, c'est l'infinitif. So when we have to plus the verb, c'est le infinitif. We need to coordinate with the marketing team to launch the new product campaign. Nous devons coordonner avec l'équipe marketing pour lancer la nouvelle campagne de produits. So we need to coordinate. So you can see the infinitive. She manages the project timeline to ensure all tasks are completed on schedule. Elle gère le calendrier du projet pour s'assurer que toutes les tâches sont terminées selon le planning. Donc, we can see she manages also. You manage people in English and you manage projects in English. Donc, when we talk about making appointments, what is important when booking an appointment? The first thing is to contact the service provider. For example, could you please provide me with the contact details for the service provider? Service provider, c'est la personne qui fournit le service. Who gives us the service? Who are we looking for? And important verbs that we can encounter, we need to inquire about the availability. So, par exemple, I'm interested in booking an appointment. Could you please let me know what times are available? Donc, So the first thing, le premier chose, is who are we phoning? Who are we contacting? The second is we need to ask about availability. Je souhaite prendre rendez-vous. Pourriez-vous me dire quels horaires sont disponibles? So far we have two things. We then need to provide necessary information. Fournir les informations nécessaires. Donc, first, we look for the service provider. We ask about availability. Number 3, we provide necessary information. For example, before I schedule the appointment, is there any specific information I need to provide? Par exemple, your name, your surname, votre nom, your date of birth, date de naissance, what is the information you need to give. Et après, you confirm the appointment. I'd like to confirm the appointment we discussed for next Tuesday at 3 p.m. So we need to remember for the time, avec l'heure. Si vous avez peut-être, if you have this time, je mettrai au chat. You can easily say the time by saying 2:30 p.m. So if you have trouble saying the time or vous ne comprenez pas l'heure, you can just say the time as you see it. 2:30 p.m. 3:45 p.m. par exemple. Or if you see that it is this time. Remember 17 is 5, so we say 5:56 p.m. And that is an easy way that we can say the time. So after we have confirmed our appointment, we need to mark the appointment on your calendar. Par exemple, once we finalize the appointment, please remember to mark it in your calendar. We then need to prepare for the appointment. So before the appointment, I'll need some time to prepare the documents. Could we schedule it for next week? So that depends. If there are documents that you need to prepare, you know what you need to look for. You need to find the documents and prepare them for the meeting. So as we remember, un petit résumé, so we're just going to look. We need to contact the service provider. Inquire about availability. Provide necessary information. Confirm the appointment. Mark the appointment in your calendar. And prepare for the appointment by getting together the necessary documents. Okay, now we are going to look at scheduling those events. How do we schedule these events? Important words that we will see are conference, seminar, workshop, convention, trade show, and symposium. A symposium is a meeting or conference for the discussion of a certain subject, especially a meeting at which several speakers talk. Ça veut dire qu'il y a plusieurs personnes qui parlent pas en même temps, mais peut-être une après l'autre. Et parfois, c'est un symposium. Another important word would be a fair, competition, tournament, fashion show, parade, wedding, and birthday party. So, these are the aspects that we should consider when organizing or booking an event. The first is the purpose and the goal. So des objectifs et buts de ce que vous avez programmé ou ce que vous voudrez programmer. What is the date and the time? What is the venue selection? So where are we having the event? And logistics and resources. So that means who is coming, how are we going to organize the event, and what do we need? We then look at promotion and communication. So promotion and communication, c'est la publicité. How are we going to promote our event? These are the aspects that should be considered when organizing an event. We need to also look at the agenda and the schedule, the technology and the support, the participant engagement, the contingency plan. So we also call it in English a backup plan. When we talk about a contingency, we talk about a backup plan. And then we have feedback and evaluation, so that we can look at what was the success of our event, and then we are able to know what we need to do better for the next year. So we often have a checklist. So a list that can help us make sure we have covered everything. So it can make sure that we have completed all of our tasks. So for example, this is an example of an event planning budget and a conference planning checklist that we need to select as we complete our tasks. The realization or booking of an event is possible after we look for the available space. We can use human and technological resources to do the booking. So for booking an appointment, booking an event, scheduling a meeting, we have very important phrases that can help us to talk about it or schedule an appointment. For example, we say in English, let's pencil in a time for the meeting and finalize the details, the place, the time. So when we say let's pencil in, pencil c'est un stylo, c'est un crayon, mais c'est une phrase en anglais qui décrit que c'est programmé. So let's pencil in a time for the meeting and finalize the plus le nom, time, details, place. Number 2, we can set a date for the conference and coordinate the logistics. We can coordinate the plan. So we can set a date. Ça, c'est le phrase. How about we schedule the workshop, the event, the meeting, and ensure everyone's availability? Let's mark our calendars for the training session, the meeting, the date. And should we plan plus votre événement and distribute the invitations? So, to conclude, in conclusion, ensuring good dialogues and negotiations when booking or realizing appointments, meetings, or specific events is really important in order to obtain good logistical and organizational results. Donc, try to test everything you have seen during the conference. Donc, en conclusion, la bonne exécution des dialogues et des négociations lors de la prise ou de la réalisation de rendez-vous, des réunions ou des événements spécifiques est vraiment importante pour obtenir de bons résultats logistiques et sociaux. Essayez donc de tester tout ce que vous avez vu pendant la conférence. So the most important part for you is to choose the vocabulary that works for you. You might not need everything, peut-être pas tout, but you can choose the vocabulary that can work in the moment you need to program or schedule a meeting, change a time or talk about the place. C'est pour ça que peut-être le vocabulaire sera très utile. Alors, some more vocabulary that we can talk about with regards to organizing an event, for example, wine tasting, food festival, cultural event, art exhibition, film screening, theater production, poetry reading, book signing, comedy show, sporting event, marathon, charity run or walk, volunteer event. And that is it for our conference today. So thank you everyone for watching. I would like to know if you have any questions, any comments, or anything that you would like to share. Please feel free to unmute your microphone if you do. Non? C'était tout bon?
No, it was very practical.
Yes. I think sometimes we need it because for scheduling an appointment, there are so many different words and phrases that we can
Yes.
use, and we never know if we are using the correct one. No? So,
Yes,
thank
nice.
thank you,
Thank you.
Laurence. No, my absolute pleasure. So, thank you everybody for joining me for this conference today. I wish you a wonderful weekend, and I will see you next week. Bon.
Thank you.
Thank you, Christine.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Have a
Bye.
good week.
Bye bye.